Gianna Bryant is an amazingly sweet, gentle soul. She was always thoughtful. She always kissed me goodnight, kissed me good morning.
On January 26, 2020, the world stood still as news broke of an unthinkable tragedy in the hills of Calabasas, California. Basketball legend Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others perished in a helicopter crash that sent shockwaves across the globe. The outpouring of grief transcended sports, crossing cultural and geographic boundaries. From Los Angeles to Lithuania, from basketball courts to Grammy stages, the impact of Kobe Bryant's life and death revealed just how deeply he had embedded himself in our collective consciousness. Born in Philadelphia but raised in Italy, Kobe Bean Bryant's destiny seemed written in the stars. The son of former NBA player Joe Bryant, basketball was in his blood. But what separated Kobe was his relentless drive, a characteristic that would define his entire career. Growing up overseas gave Bryant a unique perspective on the game, playing against older competition from an early age, and developing a style influenced by European fundamentals mixed with American flair. When the Bryant family returned to the United States, Kobe dominated at Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania, averaging 30.8 points, 12 rebounds, and 6.5 assists his senior year. College basketball powerhouses lined up to recruit him, but Bryant had his sights set higher. With the 13th pick in the 1996 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School. The selection was merely a formality. Kobe's agent had already orchestrated a trade to the Los Angeles Lakers, the franchise Bryant idolized growing up. At just 17 years old, his parents had to co-sign his first NBA contract. The Lakers' general manager Jerry West saw something special in the teenager, a determination and skill set reminiscent of Michael Jordan. What West couldn't have predicted was just how prophetic that comparison would become. Even as a teenager, Kobe had this intensity that veterans twice his age didn't possess. He wasn't just trying to make it in the league, he was trying to dominate it. His work ethic was something none of us had ever seen before. Stories of 4 a.m. workouts and shooting sessions that lasted until he made 800 baskets became legendary. While other rookies enjoyed the sudden wealth and fame of professional basketball, Bryant was studying film and challenging established stars to one-on-one games after practice. His rookie season showed flashes of brilliance, but also growing pains. Bryant became the youngest player ever to compete in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest, winning with spectacular athleticism that announced his arrival on the national stage. But playoff disappointments followed, with Bryant infamously shooting 4 air balls in a crucial postseason game against Utah. Most young players would have crumbled under the criticism. Bryant used it as fuel, spending the entire summer refining his game. The arrival of coach Phil Jackson in 1999 provided the structure and guidance needed to channel Bryant's talent and ambition. Jackson's triangle offense created a system where Bryant and newly acquired center Shaquille O'Neal could both thrive, though their relationship remained complicated throughout their time as teammates. Between 2000 and 2002, Bryant and O'Neal formed one of basketball's most dominant duos, leading the Lakers to 3 consecutive NBA championships. Their contrasting styles, O'Neal's powerful inside presence complemented by Bryant's perimeter skills, made them nearly impossible to defend. But Kobe's journey wasn't without controversy or challenge. In 2003, while recovering from knee surgery in Colorado, Bryant faced serious legal accusations that threatened to derail his career. While the criminal case was ultimately dropped and a civil settlement reached, the experience fundamentally changed Bryant and his public perception. He lost numerous endorsement deals, and fans who had embraced the young star now viewed him with suspicion and criticism. There was clearly a before and after in Kobe's life and career. Following that difficult period, we saw the emergence of the Black Mamba persona, a reinvention that spoke to his resilience but also his understanding that rehabilitation would come through excellence. The nickname, inspired by the assassin character in the film Kill Bill, represented a mental approach to the game, calculating, precise, and lethal in competitive situations. Bryant immersed himself more deeply than ever in basketball, using the court as both refuge and redemption. Excellence is exactly what followed. His 81-point masterpiece against Toronto in 2006 stands as the second highest scoring performance in NBA history, trailing only Wilt Chamberlain's legendary 100-point game. The 2005-06 season saw Bryant average 35.4 points per game, including a stretch of 4 consecutive games with at least 45 points. After Shaquille O'Neal's departure via trade to Miami, many questioned whether Bryant could lead a team to championship success on his own. Those doubts were answered when Bryant would eventually lead the Lakers to 2 more championships in 2009 and 2010, cementing his legacy as one of the game's greatest winners. His performance in Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics, grinding out a victory despite shooting poorly, exemplified his evolution from pure scorer to complete champion. The latter part of Bryant's playing career brought new challenges. A torn Achilles tendon in 2013, an injury that would have ended many careers, saw Bryant step to the free throw line and make 2 shots before limping to the locker room. His rehabilitation from that injury, and several others that followed, revealed both his determination and vulnerability. Though he was no longer the same athletic force, Bryant adapted his game, relying more on footwork, shot selection, and the basketball intelligence he had accumulated over decades of obsessive study. As his playing career wound down, Bryant began expanding his horizons. An Olympic gold medalist with Team USA in 2008 and 2012, Bryant embraced his role as basketball ambassador globally, particularly in China, where his popularity rivaled that of any native athlete. He became a devoted father to 4 daughters, a businessman with successful venture capital investments, and even an Academy Award winner for his animated short Dear Basketball, a love letter to the game that had defined his life. Kobe was determined to build a legacy beyond the hardwood. What made Kobe unique was that same methodical approach he brought to basketball. He brought to storytelling and business. He studied the craft obsessively. When most athletes were thinking about broadcasting after retirement, Kobe was creating production companies and writing children's books. His series of sports fantasy novels aimed at young readers revealed his creativity and desire to inspire the next generation. Through his Mamba Sports Academy, Bryant worked to develop not just basketball skills but also instill his philosophy of dedication and continuous improvement in young athletes. Perhaps most meaningful to Bryant in his post-playing days was nurturing the next generation, especially his daughter Gianna, who shared his passion for basketball. Their visits to NBA games became regular sightings, with Kobe breaking down the game to his attentive daughter, who had dreams of playing in the WNBA. Gianna, nicknamed Mamba Cheetah, showed the same competitive spirit as her father, and Bryant took immense pride in coaching her youth team. He became an outspoken advocate for women's basketball, regularly attending WNBA games and using his platform to promote greater recognition and resources for female athletes. On that foggy January morning, Bryant, Gianna, and 7 others boarded a helicopter bound for a youth basketball tournament at Bryant's Mamba Sports Academy in Thousand Oaks. The passengers included 2 of Gianna's teammates, parents, and coaches. Conditions were challenging, with fog limiting visibility in the hills northwest of Los Angeles. The group had previously used helicopter transportation to navigate Southern California's notorious traffic, allowing more time for family and training. The NTSB investigation determined that the pilot experienced spatial disorientation in the foggy conditions. The helicopter crashed into the hillside at high speed. Sadly, there were no survivors. The impact was catastrophic, with debris scattered across the steep terrain. First responders reported that the scene was difficult to access due to the remote location and challenging landscape. As news of the crash spread, disbelief was the initial reaction. TMZ first broke the story, leading to criticism over how the news was released before all families had been properly notified. Social media exploded with tributes, and crowds spontaneously gathered outside Staples Center, the arena often called the house that Kobe built. Fans created impromptu memorials with jerseys, flowers, basketballs, and handwritten notes. The Grammy Awards, scheduled for that evening at Staples Center, quickly incorporated tributes to Bryant throughout the broadcast. God knew they couldn't be on this earth without each other. He had to bring them home to have them together. These heartbreaking words came from Vanessa Bryant during the public memorial service held weeks after the tragedy. In the aftermath of the crash, Bryant's widow faced unimaginable grief while raising their 3 surviving daughters. Her strength in the face of such loss inspired millions, even as she navigated difficult circumstances that would test anyone's resolve. In the years following the accident, Vanessa Bryant successfully advocated for the Kobe and Gianna Bryant Helicopter Safety Act, aimed at requiring terrain awareness systems on helicopters. The legislation sought to prevent similar tragedies by mandating additional safety equipment on passenger helicopters. She also fought against the unauthorized sharing of crash site photographs by county officials, eventually winning a significant legal settlement that highlighted the importance of privacy, even in tragedy. The lawsuit revealed that several Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies and firefighters had taken and shared graphic photos of the victims for purposes unrelated to the investigation. The lawsuit brought attention to the trauma families' experience when confronted with insensitive handling of tragic events. The settlement represented not just compensation, but acknowledgement of wrongdoing. The case established important precedents regarding the privacy rights of victims' families and the proper handling of sensitive materials by law enforcement and emergency responders. As with many high-profile tragedies, Kobe's death unfortunately spawned baseless conspiracy theories online, a common but disturbing phenomenon in the social media age. These unfounded claims caused additional pain to those mourning. Social media platforms struggled to contain the spread of false information, highlighting broader challenges in the digital information ecosystem. The rapid proliferation of these theories demonstrated how tragedy often becomes fodder for sensationalism and exploitation. We see this pattern repeatedly with significant events. A segment of people refuse to accept straightforward explanations. These conspiracies disrespect the victims and their families, who deserve dignity in their grief. The investigation was thorough and conclusive. The crash was a tragic accident caused by weather conditions and human error. Aviation experts consistently reaffirmed the findings of the official investigation, emphasizing that while helicopter travel carries inherent risks, the crash resulted from a combination of unfortunate circumstances rather than any nefarious activity. Strange theories emerged in dark corners of the internet. Some claimed the crash was orchestrated to prevent Bryant from revealing secrets about powerful figures in the sports and entertainment industry. Others suggested it was related to business dealings gone wrong or financial disputes. The most bizarre theories connected his death to completely unrelated events or suggested the crash never happened at all. Each theory was more outlandish than the last, completely disconnected from reality and the evidence. These conspiracy narratives ignored the straightforward facts established by professional investigators. Poor weather conditions, a disoriented pilot, and a tragic accident that claimed 9 lives. The theories disregarded the pain of families who lost loved ones and disrespected the memory of those who died. Meanwhile, legitimate concerns about helicopter safety regulations and protocols were often overshadowed by these unfounded claims, potentially diverting attention from meaningful reforms that could prevent future tragedies. Law enforcement and aviation experts repeatedly debunked these claims. The National Transportation Safety Board conducted an exhaustive 15-month investigation, interviewing witnesses, analyzing flight data, and examining the wreckage. Their conclusion was definitive. The crash resulted from the pilot's poor decision-making in adverse weather and subsequent spatial disorientation, not foul play. The 1,852-page report meticulously documented every aspect of the flight and crash, providing a comprehensive accounting that left no room for alternative explanations. Congratulations, baby. All of your hard work and sacrifices paid off. You once told me, if you're going to bet on someone, bet on yourself. I'm glad you bet on yourself, you overachiever. These words from Vanessa Bryant during Kobe's posthumous Hall of Fame induction ceremony captured both the personal loss and public achievement that now defined his legacy. Bryant's induction into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2020 formalized what fans already knew. His place among the game's immortals was secure. But beyond statistics and championships, Kobe's most enduring contribution may be philosophical. The Mamba mentality isn't just a catchphrase. It's about approaching your craft with absolute focus and determination. It's about outworking everyone. So many players in today's game grew up idolizing Kobe, not just for what he accomplished, but for how he accomplished it. Current NBA stars like Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, and Giannis Antetokounmpo speak openly about modeling their approach to the game after Bryant's example. His influence extends beyond those who knew him personally, to generations of players who internalized his message of relentless self-improvement. Through the Mamba and Mambachita Sports Foundation, established to honor Kobe and Gianna, their legacy continues in the form of opportunities for underserved athletes and young women in sports. Basketball courts around the world bear their images, ensuring that future generations will know their story. The foundation focuses particularly on providing sports opportunities to underprivileged youth and expanding access for young female athletes, causes that were close to both Kobe and Gianna's hearts. In his final NBA game, Bryant scored 60 points, a performance that encapsulated his career: dramatic, defiant, and determined. His parting words that night, "Mamba out," would become hauntingly poignant in retrospect. The game represented everything fans had come to expect from Bryant: an obsessive commitment to excellence, a flair for the dramatic, and an understanding of the moment's significance. Even as his body was failing him, his competitive spirit remained undiminished. The reality of Kobe Bryant's passing remains straightforward but no less tragic. A helicopter flight in poor conditions led to a devastating accident that robbed the world of a basketball legend, his daughter, and 7 other people with their own dreams and loved ones. The other victims, John, Carrie, and Alyssa Altobelli, Sarah and Peyton Chester, Christina Mauser, and pilot Ara Zobayan, each left behind their own grieving communities and meaningful legacies that deserve recognition alongside the Bryants. In the years since, the focus has rightfully shifted to honoring their legacies, rather than indulging in baseless speculation. The Mamba and Mambachita Sports Foundation carries forward Kobe and Gianna's commitment to expanding opportunities in youth sports. Courts bearing their images have become pilgrimage sites for fans. The Number Girl Dad movement, inspired by Kobe's relationship with his daughters, continues to celebrate father-daughter bonds worldwide. Perhaps the most meaningful tribute came from basketball itself. The NBA All-Star Game MVP trophy was permanently renamed the Kobe Bryant MVP Award, ensuring that future generations of players will always know his name and legacy. The league also adjusted the All-Star Game format to honor Bryant, with the final target score in the untimed fourth quarter being determined by adding 24 points, Bryant's jersey number, to the leading team's score. For those who knew him best, however, the legacy is more personal. Former teammates speak of his unmatched work ethic and competitive fire. Friends recall his intelligence and curiosity that extended far beyond basketball. Family remembers his devotion as a father and husband. The story of Kobe Bryant is ultimately one of transformation, from teenage phenom to global icon, from controversial figure to respected elder statesman, from singular focus on basketball to embracing new creative challenges. His journey reminds us that legacies are complex, ever-evolving narratives shaped not just by achievements, but by growth, resilience, and the courage to continuously reinvent oneself. The helicopter crash investigation concluded in February 2021, with the NTSB placing primary blame on the pilot's decision to fly in foggy conditions that led to spatial disorientation. The board also criticized the charter company for inadequate safety management and oversight. The comprehensive report examined everything from the pilot's medical history and decision-making to the helicopter's mechanical condition and the weather patterns that morning. The findings reinforced the initial assessment. This was a preventable accident resulting from human error and poor judgment, not from any conspiracy or foul play.